And tonight at Barclays, it was the Miami Heat and the Brooklyn Nets breaking out the nickname jerseys. You see the starting lineups. No regular names. First quarter, Sweet Lou passes to King James with a switch hand layup and the foul. 21-19. Brooklyn out in front. Joe Johnson had a huge first quarter. A terrific move on Money Hayes. How about that? 22 first quarter points for him. He was unstoppable.
Stackhouse taught him that move, by the way.
James, a three-pointer over Andre Kirilenko. Mo Rivera's at the game.
And where's his theme music?
Enter Sandman. Livingston, no-look pass to Joe Johnson. Grits that three-pointer. Still Brooklyn up by just one. Jesus Shuttlesworth to Sweet Lou in the corner for three. 43-42 Brooklyn. A little flashback here. First time Allen and Rashard Lewis started a game together since March of 2007 with Seattle. How about that?
Wow, that's when Seattle had a team.
And those guys. So back to this game. S. Dot pass to the big ticket for the jumper. 49-45 Brooklyn and 53-45 Nets at the half. Here he is, Paul Pierce. They call him Drew. Fade away over Lewis.
When you can shoot like that, your J is definitely the truth.
Andre Blatch, Dre, passing to S. Dot for the slam. John Livingston, really some terrific stretches and filling in at the point for the Nets. Shuttlesworth, no look to King James. Hits the 22,000 point plateau. Now the Birdman blocking Livingston. King James drives. And it's called an offensive foul. And then it got a little nasty here, a little touchy. What happened, Zeke?
Well, you know, he was just going for the ball, and see what happened was, you know,
But Teletovic
it just happened.
Teletovic is not about to back down, though, is he, Steph?
No, sir. He's from Bosnia. He's not worried about King James at all. You know, those guys are going to war over there. He's definitely not worried about a hard foul.
And there's LeBron James, and then CB feeding the Cole train, Norris Cole.
And Miami has such great three-point shooters. They're all weapons outside of the three-point line, but none bigger weapon than Paul Pierce and the truth tonight.
He had a terrific game. King James, a lot on his shoulders. No D Wade in this game. No Mario Chalmers in this game. And he was up to the task. But then JJ, right over Ray Allen. His first points of the second half after that huge first quarter. Now King James at the line, missing the first, made the second to tie. You see the time remaining. We're knotted at 89. And this is going to be a final shot for the truth.
Vintage.
Steps back. No! So we are headed to overtime. Look at that face. Oh! In the OT now. JJ with a drive, blocked by Birdman, but this is called a goaltend.
It's a good call. Good call. I think it was on the way down.
Joe Johnson stack, so tough though, isn't he? So tough.
So much off-speed moves going to the basket. It's just a matter of whether he makes a shot or not. You can't really stop him.
And this was the key. James drives, a tweet, offensive foul, and he fouls out of the game. It's the fourth time in a regular season game for him. He is gone, has to sit this one out.
Yeah, and when you're going into, you know, a situation where there's no James and no Wade, who do you go to? You go to Norris Cole, and he knocks it down and takes you into overtime.
That's a big, big shot. So, back to the truth. And that's short. We head to a second overtime. And there, JJ once again gets himself in the paint and a floater.
You can't do anything about that. He may pull up on you. You got to get up on him. And once you put it on the floor, he's hard to stop.
And the big ticket to the truth, we've seen that before. He hits a three, 100-93. It was all Brooklyn in the second overtime. Kevin Garnett, old school, and LeBron James. Frustrating night, frustrating trip to Gotham. Brooklyn in two overtimes, outscoring the Miami Heat 11-2 in the second overtime. And they're now 2-0 versus the Heat this season and 5-0 in 2014. The Heat dipping to 4-5 without Wade. LeBron led them with 36, but Joe Johnson 32 in the game, Pierce 23, KG 12 and 10, and Livingston 19 and 11 rebounds, a career high. So in the nickname game, the truth hurts and uneasy rests the head that wears the crown.
We just dedicate ourselves, changed our attitude, changed our body language at the New Year's. That was our New Year's resolution. So we're going to find a way to turn this thing around. And each and every game, we're gaining confidence with the games we're playing, with the teams we're beating. And we just continue to try to get better.
I was a little frustrated in the first half. And I apologize to my teammates at halftime, telling them that my frustration and my body language is all wrong. And so, I changed that in the second half, try to be aggressive, try to put us in a position to win, and just came up short.
What was it like for you to have to watch the end of the game from the bench?
Huh?
What was it like for you to have to sit out the whole second overtime and watch it from the bench?
It was great.
It's only happened to you 6 times, so I mean.
So you should know the answer.
You got pretty excited on LeBron fouling out. Looked like you jumped up and pumped your fist.
That was on accident. No, I was excited. I'm into the game. It was a great game to watch and great game to coach. And the guys, fought in that locker room, and they fought. They played great from the beginning to the end. We had some great looks to win the game. And that's what we talked about in training camp, and it presented itself. And we got the last shots, and we stayed together for 50-something minutes and got a win.
It's a new year, and it's like a new team for the Brooklyn Nets. You see the numbers, 5-0, points, opponents' points. And Jason Kidd may never, ever wear a tie again because it's been all good for him. Stack spent some time with the Nets. I know this is a new configuration, but are you really surprised that they had this thing kind of kick in? And as we talk about it, you can see that we have the nicknames on the bottom.
No, I mean, definitely, if I'm Jason Kidd, I'm never wearing a tie, absolutely. But again, I think this team is just starting to come together. They're starting to play well, and they're winning. And that's the thing. Just like they lost all that confidence when they were losing games, now that they've won a couple games, they're gaining confidence. And this is a scary team coming down the rest of the stretch because they got veterans, they got some youth mixed in, and they got the talent that could beat anybody, and they've already beat the Miami Heat twice.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on both of these teams? Start with the Nets, Zeke. What are your thoughts on them turning the corner? What has been a big difference maker for them?
Well, to me, it's the veterans in the locker room. You have the veterans that, they can bring you out of it, and then their ball movement now. You see they're making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes, and this is what Jason Kidd was known for. He was known as a great passer in this league. He's got his team now passing the ball. He's also got his point guards thinking now draw and kick. You got S. tonight, drawing Chris Bosh. You got Joe Johnson sliding up. Now they got options, but you got a wide open Kevin Garnett in the corner. And this is the way Kidd wants his team to play. They're gaining confidence in him. He's gaining confidence in them. They're starting to understand his system, and the ball movement that we're seeing right now and the way they're playing, as Stack pointed out, this is a dangerous team because they do have solid veterans that do understand how to win, and their veterans' gamesmanship has really brought them out of this tough stretch.
And for the Miami Heat now, they'll be off until Wednesday. They continue their road trip, but they'll be at Washington. They have some time to heal up a little bit here. It was a short bench for Spoelstra. Didn't have a lot of key players in this game, and it showed up. And I'm sure in a way they're glad to get out of New York.
Definitely glad to get out of New York. But what the Heat has to do right now, they have to find a way to get self-motivated. They have to find a way to get themselves through the season because there are no big games. There are no more mountains to climb for them. So right now, they got to find ways to manipulate and motivate themselves so they can get out there and compete.
Yeah, Stack, it can't always be completely on LeBron James's shoulders, and we saw that tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the way that they're kind of resting and managing Dwayne Wade this season, they're going to have guys step up. And it's going to be hard for Ray Allen to be the guy that you rely on even when Dwayne Wade is out because, I mean, early in the season when he got fresh legs, but now that it's January and February, he's 38 years old, and he's, in just those type of minutes, he may not be able to carry that on a night-in and night-out basis, but when it comes down to playoffs, he's going to be able to get it done.
And Coach Kidd, if you don't want those ties, you can send them to NBATV. I'm sure we put them to good use here. Really good use.